Behind these walls lie stories of violence, fear, and survival. These aren't just prisons. They're living nightmares where danger lurks in every corner. Let's dive into the 20 most dangerous prisons in the world.
Petah Tikva Prison contains some of the most terrifying convicts in the country. They are forced into cells for over 22 hours a day, and the rest of their time is spent in cages. But you think this prison is scary? Well, you haven't seen anything yet. As we take you on a journey to explore prisons around the world, they'll become more dangerous and terrifying as the list goes on. From criminal-run operations to cannibalism, think you can make it to the end? 2, it's the Black Dolphin Prison in Russia. What makes this prison so dangerous is that every inmate in here is in here for life. On average, they've killed 5 people each. It's also full of pedophiles and even cannibals. Again with the cannibals. Black Dolphin keeps their prisoners in a single cell cage for 23 hours a day, where they're completely isolated. When they get to leave this tiny cell, they're just transferred to a slightly bigger cage where they can walk around. If you end up in this prison, it's likely you'll never go outside again. And that's why it's the scariest and most dangerous prison on this list. 3, Armenia, we have the Armavir Prison. What makes this one so dangerous? Well, it's rumored to be run by the prisoners known as the Thieves-in-Law. This criminal brotherhood is said to run the prison by its own code. They control the drug trade and smuggling, but nobody knows who their leaders are. I'm gonna go and give this one a 2 out of 10 on the scarometer, but if you think this one is scary, yeah, I have a prison on this list that I'd consider a 10 out of 10. 4, Rikers Island. This prison has one of the biggest rates of solitary confinement in America, and it houses thousands of cells specifically for this purpose. 5, California is San Quentin Prison. This facility is famous for housing death row prisoners, and as a result, it's home to some of the most violent criminals. This one is a 4 out of 10 for me. 6, Guantanamo North. This prison, located in Indiana, contains some of the deadliest criminals in the United States. They're only released from their cells 3 times a week, where they can use the facility's exercise cages. 7, ADX Florence, USA. First, we're heading to the United States, to a place called ADX Florence, also known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. This is a supermax prison designed to hold the most dangerous criminals in the country. We're talking about terrorists, mob bosses, and folks like the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski. This place is Fort Knox level secure. The inmates are kept in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day with limited human contact. They have concrete beds, steel toilets, and everything is designed to prevent escape. The walls are thick, the fences are high, and there are motion sensors and cameras everywhere. No one has ever successfully escaped from ADX Florence, and it's easy to see why. It's a place designed to break the human spirit, to isolate and control the most dangerous individuals in society. It's a testament to the power of security.
8. Camp 22 in North Korea. This won't be good. Not much is known about this mysterious place, but it's one of roughly 30 concentration camps in the country. It's rumored to hold over 50,000 people and has prisoners working in mines for 12 hours a day. 9. Located in Sao Paulo, Brazil, is the Carandiru Penitentiary. At one point, this prison had over 8,000 inmates and 1,000 guards. Even with that 8-to-1 ratio, the inmates took over. And not only was it incredibly violent, But the prison was also filled with disease and malnutrition. 10. Known for its dancing inmates. What started as a simple prisoner exercise has turned into a viral sensation, but that's not why it's dangerous. It's the most overpopulated prison in the Philippines, and because of this, thousands of disease outbreaks happen every year. 11. Guantanamo Bay. This is a 7 out of 10 on the scareometer. It has less than 50 prisoners, but they're among the most dangerous in the world. This prison is also notorious for its interrogation tactics, some of which have included waterboarding and sense deprivation. 12. Antena Mora Prison. Built for a maximum of 800 inmates, it's crowded to over 400% of its capacity. Prisoners here get a single meal a day, boiled cassava. As a result, malnutrition affects over 60% of the inmates, leading many to their death. 13. Gitarama Prison. Maximum capacity is 600 inmates. But despite this, over 6,000 prisoners are locked inside. This leads to most prisoners having to stand during their entire stay, causing their feet to get gangrened. And not only that, but prisoners are rumored to kill and even eat each other. Okay, you made it to the end, Brave. This last one is a 10 out of 10 on the scare factor.
14. La Sabaneta Prison, Venezuela. La Sabaneta Prison, a city of chaos. Our next stop is Venezuela, to La Sabaneta Prison. This place is, well, it's a mess. It's notoriously overcrowded, with thousands of inmates crammed into a space designed for a fraction of that number. And the conditions are horrific. Disease, malnutrition, and violence are rampant. But here's the crazy part: the inmates basically run the place. The guards have very little control, and the gangs are in charge. They have their own rules, their own economy, their own system of justice. It's like a separate society within the prison walls. Some inmates even run businesses, like shops and illegal distilleries. Can you believe it? It's a chaotic, dangerous world where survival is a constant struggle. It's a place where the lines between right and wrong are blurred, and where the strong prey on the weak. It's a sobering example of what can happen when the state loses control of its prisons. 15. Carandiru Penitentiary, Brazil. Next up, we're heading to Brazil, to a place called Carandiru Penitentiary. Now, this wasn't just any prison. It was once the largest prison in Latin America, housing thousands of inmates. And you know what they did to pass the time? They played soccer. Can you imagine? A full-blown soccer league inside the prison walls. Teams from different cell blocks would compete, and it was a huge deal. It's kind of amazing. Right in the midst of all the violence and despair, they found a way to bring a little joy, a little normality into their lives. But don't let the soccer fool you. Carandiru was a brutal place. Overcrowding, disease, and gang violence were rampant. The guards had little control, and the inmates basically ran the show. It was a powder keg waiting to explode. And in 1992, it did. A riot broke out, and the consequences were devastating. The police stormed the prison, and what followed was a massacre. Hundreds of inmates were killed, making it one of the deadliest prison riots in history. It's a tragic story, a reminder of the dark side of human nature and the desperate conditions that can exist within prison walls. It's a story that needs to be told. 16. San Pedro Prison, Bolivia. San Pedro Prison, a tourist destination. Finally, we're going to Bolivia, to San Pedro Prison. This place is unique to say the least. It's a self-governed prison, which means the inmates basically run the show. They have their own laws, their own economy, and even their own social structure. Families live inside with the inmates, and there are shops, restaurants, and even a hotel. It's become a bizarre tourist attraction, with people paying for guided tours of the prison. Can you imagine taking a vacation to a prison? It's a strange and fascinating place, a testament to human resilience and adaptability, but it's also a dangerous place with its own share of violence and corruption. It's a complex and contradictory world, and it's definitely a place you won't soon forget. 17. Prison in Nonthaburi, Thailand. Bang Kwang Prison, known as the Bangkok Hilton, might suggest a pleasant place, but the truth is entirely different. Instead of fair treatment, inmates are tortured every day in cramped cells. It houses around 6,000 inmates, including those on death row. Death row prisoners often receive short notice before execution. Initially, prisoners will have to wear heavy leg irons for 3 months. In the past, people on death row had them permanently welded, but that stopped in 2013. The strict daily schedule leaves prisoners locked in their cells for around 15 hours a day. And those who get sick during this time receive no help until the next morning. Unlike most prisons, Bang Kwang stands out for its harshness, earning the title of a living nightmare. 18. Florence, Colorado, USA. The ADX Florence prison in Colorado is known for housing some of the world's most dangerous criminals. It enforces a strict daily routine with inmates initially confined to their cells for 23 hours a day. Meals are hand-delivered to each inmate by correctional officers. However, it has drawn criticism for its extensive use of solitary confinement, typically reserved for rule breakers or vulnerable prisoners seeking protection. Lawsuits filed by inmates in 2012 alleged that the prison's conditions facilitated abuse and torture, neglecting mental health care and leading to tragic suicides. Despite the severity of the inmates' crimes, the lack of empathy and harsh treatment raises concerns about human rights violations in this high-security prison. Unfortunately, this is a common occurrence in the grim world of prisons. 19. Prison in Paris, France. La Santé Prison in France is notorious for its treatment of inmates, housing some of France's most infamous criminals, including pseudo-celebrities in a special section. The prison's extreme danger and violence lead prisoners to choose death over serving their sentences, and they are only allowed 4 hours outside their cells each day. The prison is overcrowded and the living conditions are poor, with skin diseases rampant due to the lack of showers. A harsh hierarchy exists within, where powerful inmates dominate the weaker ones. Escape attempts have been numerous, but only 3 succeeded. The prison has a history of horrifying conditions, including infestations of rats and cockroaches and suicidal prisoners left in chains. This contributes to the prison's reputation for being a dangerous environment for inmates. The Black Dolphin in Russia is notorious for housing the country's most dangerous offenders, including terrorists, rapists, and pedophiles within it. Within its confines, prisoners endure almost constant solitary confinement, granted only 90 minutes a day for exercise in a cage. Their meal consists solely of 4 portions of soup. Daily access to books, newspapers, and a radio is limited, highlighting the harsh conditions. Upon arrival, inmates are blindfolded to prevent them from familiarizing themselves with the prison layout and plotting escapes. This practice is maintained during any inter-building transportation, adding an extra layer of security to this strict correctional facility. 20. Prison in California, USA. San Quentin Prison, founded in 1852, stands as California's oldest prison. Over its long history, it gained notoriety for its past executions, utilizing methods like its own gas chamber. Although such practices ceased in 2006, today, the prison's danger lies in its aged infrastructure, including unsafe conditions and frequent violence. In 2006, a racial clash led to over 100 injuries and 2 deaths. Reports from 2005 highlighted the dangerous environment for housing inmates. Inmates have made weapons over the years, like makeshift spears and guns out of plumbing parts. These are displayed in the museum inside the jail. Despite no longer executing prisoners, San Quentin's legacy of danger persists due to its challenging conditions and a history marked by conflicts and improvised weaponry.